Good evening one and all. Yes, it's Liam back with a new video. So this is a collection update of mostly new releases. These are stuff I've grabbed or been received in the last, I don't know, couple of months. I was going to do like videos where like it was just cassettes and CDs only, and I thought fuck it, I was going to show whatever the fuck I want. So this is literally just death metal, some black metal, some Deathy Doom stuff, all new releases mostly, 2025, late 2024. And they're really good, so I want to share it with everyone. Links will be below, you can check them out for yourselves, buy them, support the artists, support the labels, all the usual jazz. This is mostly all underground bands, which I love. No big heavy hitters here. These are all like future like stars, as it were, in the underground scene, and some of these might develop into massive bands over time, who knows. So yeah, first one is a London based band here in England. I have their demo that they put out a few years ago through Dry Cough Records, that was right, yeah. And this is their latest one for 2025. This is Mutagenic Host with The Diseased Machine. Again, this is put out through Dry Cough Records and Gurgling Gore in the US. This is the Gurgling Gore cassette I have here. You can get this on vinyl. This is actually on their second repress already, and it hasn't even been out 5 minutes. So really cool to see a UK band smashing it in the sales, because some bands, you know, just nothing happens for months, so these guys are really on it. So this is the shell from the Gurgling Gore one. Nice clear green. Now these boys are like really ultra heavy, as you guessed, sci-fi kind of themed death metal. It's very chunky on the guitar production. It's fucking really balls deep in the riffs, and it's brutally heavy with the gut rolls, double kicks, the triggers, you know, the whole, you know, what you want in like modern death metal. J card just looks like that. Picture of the lads there, and yeah, it's just fucking like really heavy, really crushing, really scooped guitars. You know, it has everything I want in a death metal release. You know, and yeah, fucking super. Loads more advanced than the demo. I mean, the demo was really good, but you can see the progression already is massive with this band. So yeah, Mutagenic Host to kick off the video. Really strong release. Most people already got that. I've seen loads of people talk about that. Excuse me. This one though, you know, depends what you kind of follow, because obviously this guy here is quite a well-known YouTuber now in the kind of underground black metal scene, just for how he is. But this is the latest, I can't even probably pronounce it actually, Inebriated Winds. It's all going to be down here for people who can actually speak English. So this is some Australian one-man black metal. This is his latest offering. I think this is actually his debut for anything he's ever done in his life musically. I could be wrong though. But Mattox Deep Shadows, a YouTuber that I follow religiously, really. I mean, these days I don't really get to watch too many videos because of work and life and all that, but when I do, I always save them for later, and it could be a month maybe before I catch up with one of his videos, but they're always worth watching. So Mattox is more of a very brutal underground black metal, not shy with the politics, you know, like me. I couldn't give a shit. If the music's good, I'm going to check it out. And this kind of reflects in his own music. This is incredibly raw, very bleak, and you know, it portrays this horrible image when you really listen to it. Like, I've got some really decent headphones down there that I use, like kind of shell ones, to really kind of capture the emotion of music. It can isolate the background music as well, so all you hear is what's in your ears. And yeah, this is brutally evil, like really sinister. It's nasty, it's raw. It sounds like it's been recorded with like a, I don't know, like a really portable like cassette player just shoved in a drain pipe somewhere, and he's just screamed into this, you know, microphone. It's horrible, really horrible, and that is exactly what he's going for. It's proper raw, and it was put out through Fomorian Productions, which is an independent label out of the US, which I believe is between, again, two people that use YouTube. But I wouldn't call them YouTubers as such. They kind of they use it as a tool to promote their label. They do videos obviously on YouTube, but it's more about how you socialize with people through, you know, the internet. And YouTube seems to be a nice easy way, because you can just be yourself. You don't have to, you know, fancy it up or anything like that. So go check out that label. You've got some fucking wicked bands on there. There was a promo that came with this, but I've got no idea where it was, because I've got a new CD unit there which holds about 1,000 CDs, and I've already nearly filled it. So yeah, happy days. But I'll show you that promo was really good. So yeah, fucking awesome release from him. Go check him out. He's a legend. Top bloke. You know the drill. I'll put that there. I'm gonna have a sip of drinks. I'm already rusty. Now, Excuse me. Right. This one is fucking superb. So I saw these guys live in January when I went up to Glasgow to do Dead of Winter Fest. I knew nothing about this band. I was speaking to my friend Rich from Malediction, and he told me to check these guys out. He says, the guitar player is shit hot. You'll probably like it. And he was dead right. So this band is called Murder Worship. And they're a Brazilian band, but they're now based in Glasgow since, I think, around 2021, something like that. But this band has been around since 2011. And this was their debut, I think, I want to say 2013, I wrote down. Yeah, 2013. Right, recorded in Brazil. And they kind of have a vibe of like Hate Eternal, mid-era Morbid Angel, like your Gateways to Annihilation, your what's that one that starts with H? I can't remember what one's called, but that one. And yeah, it has that kind of vibe to it, but more in a kind of Eric Rutan style kind of death metal where it's really blasty, really chuggy and technical, and the solos are fucking ridiculous. And Diego, this is the cassette by the way, this is a reissue from last year, who is the chap behind the band now, because he's the only one I think lives over here. He's reformed the band in Glasgow, so there he is there. So, I mean, when I saw them live, they were like fucking full on, just no fucking about, as South Americans normally are, with their kind of death metal and how they play, and it was just insane, and it was just brutally heavy. Are they South Americans? I don't think they are in Brazil. I don't know, I'm not very clever. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But they were fucking awesome. And then this is their latest offering from, I think, 2021. Which is this one here, which is called Doomsday. And this was again reissued last year on cassette. This originally came out, I think, on CD only. Tape looks like that. And it's just fucking brutally heavy. I think this was recorded in Brazil before they moved over to Glasgow. So there's Diego there. I mean, he is honestly, his guitar playing is ridiculous. And I think the band now has another guitar player who plays in Timbos, which is another Scottish-based death metal band, which is kind of Greek, Polish, you know, all over the country. So, you know, all over the world even. So they've got different influences in the music. But these are superb. I mean, I can't stress enough how good this band was live. Like, if you like Hate Eternal and that really brutally heavy death metal, but musically it's really creative, really not non-generic. It's just brutal, heavy, and technically you can appreciate it if you're a musician, I guess. Well worth checking out. So I'll leave a link to the Bandcamp below. But yeah, they're fucking awesome. And I think even Diego has his missus on the bass now in the band. And she was killing it live as well. So yeah, wicked band. Go check them out. They are great. Right, next one is a Swedish blackened kind of almost death metal band, but more in the black metal realm. And again, this is another one I can't pronounce because I'm an idiot. But I'm going to say it's Helvetestromb. It's down there. And this is this one here. Now this was put out this year. Last year. This is their third full-length album for 2024. This was... I forget the label what it's called now, Masters of Chaos Productions, that was right, with a K, which was a label I'd never heard of before. And this was a band that reached out to me from a chap called Jesper. Said to me, do you want to check out our band? And of course I always want to check out new bands and new music, and he was kind enough to send me the album to check out on this channel so you can see it for yourself. But yeah, this is very much Swedish kind of black metal. It's melodic, it's evil sounding, it's really fast, sinister. In the guys there in the book there, I think Jesper's with this chap here, but they're fucking heavy, right? Really aggressive, really heavy. And I thought it was superb, really enjoyed it. It's just fucking brutally heavy black metal. So if you've never checked them out before, again, link is below. You can obviously go buy yourself a copy, support the band, but I really enjoyed that. That's another one I've had on a few times since I got it. Really just evil and sinister, and you know, it's got some riffs on there you can really hum. So yeah, wicked release, that one. Now, this next lot of all bands I've seen live, and most people probably have it if you live in the UK, because a lot of these bands are quite regular tours of the underground scene. Now this one is a band, again, I've seen a few times now. This is a Scouse band, so they're based in Liverpool. Was a one-man project, but is now a full-fledged live band. Absolutely killing it, and this is their latest release as a band. Put out this year, so this is a debut debut, I'm talking about my arse now. The latest EP for 2025, I think this must be the third EP from this band. So this is Trenchfoot, and I have two versions of this. I have the Macho Records cassette, I never know how you say that, and the Cavernous Records CD edition. Now Trenchfoot was originally done by a guy called Joe Bradley, who was in some other good death metal band, I forget the name of it now. But he's doing his own thing now, and this is very much more rawer, angrier. It's just fun as well. They're a band that scream fun, you know. They're not. I don't take them seriously at all. Like musically, they're really good, but the way they play and the bants, should we say, you can't really not smile when you see these guys. Cassette looks like that from a Macho Records. I don't know how to fucking say it. And there they are on the J card there. So yeah, really good stuff from these lads. When I saw them in January, they actually played a Morbid Angel cover. I think it was Maze of Torment, and that is a demo. I think actually that recording is on this cassette here from that festival. Don't think the CD has it though, so that is the difference between the two. And the CD looks like there's a bit more going on. It's got more space, obviously. But yeah, that's fucking tidy. I mean, it really, really was. It's just really technical, brutal, raw, aggressive. What more do you want in your death metal? So yeah, go support that. Links below for them as well. Easy one to find, that is, if you want that. So next one is again one I have on two different formats. Now this band I've seen or even played with live a year or two ago now. I can't remember how long ago it was now. And when they announced they were doing their debut full length for this year, 2025, I was all over it. So this is, I want to say it's a death metal band, but they do kind of nod into the death doom realm as well. This is Rancid Cadaver with their debut even, called Mortality Denied. So this is the Cavernous Records CD edition with the lads on the back there. So this is a Glasgow-based death metal band, and they fucking pack a punch. They're really fucking heavy. And this album, the guitar tone on it, I think I read somewhere that there's no mids in the guitar tone. It's all bass and treble, so you got that kind of raw, pointy sound. You know, it's really fucking heavy. There's no kind of middle ground to it. It's just to the point. And it is fucking brutal. Drums sound superb. They've got the really good gut rolls on this. It's brilliant. So when they announced they were doing their own vinyl edition, I obviously had to grab it. So this is it here. This is pressed by the band from one of their local pressing plants in Scotland. So this is not done for a label. So as you can see, it says there, posers beware. And yeah, this is fucking, oh, it's great. Because I like the artwork so much, I had to have it on vinyl. Because you just see it all better, don't you? I mean, the CD was cool, but this is fucking awesome, you know. And then you got the liner notes there and stuff like that. I think this did come with an inlay. If I can grab it. It's on black wax. And I think there's a poster of the guys. Yeah. So there you go there. Lads looking fucking mean. Tucked in t-shirt though. Can't be doing that on a bad photo, can you? Who cares? But yeah, look at that. Fucking superb stuff. And I think it was just black wax. But yeah, fucking, this is a banger. I know loads of people are loving this. So if you don't like the cover and you don't know what the band sounds like, they have nods to like Autopsy, but it's more your kind of just menacing, pure underground death metal. Your mid-paced blasts, chuggy guitarists, pinchy harmonics, some wicked solos. What more do you want, right? So yeah, Rancid Cadaver, top stuff. And I'm just going to move that before I knock it over. Right, and then this one, another Glasgow-based band that I played with a year or two ago when I was up there. And this is a band called Enucleate with, I can't even fucking read the EP name, Carel. Terrible at this, but it's all written there. So this is another Cavernous release. Chris, obviously at Cavernous Records, is fucking, he's a legend, that bloke. Don't care what you say. So go and support his label. Puts out so many good bands, including my own. He's done a few releases for us now. He's a really, really good bloke, Chris. But this band here, I remember seeing them and I thought, for what position they were on the bill, I always thought they should have been way higher. Just because of how musically, really, really good. Like their drummer, I know he's in Suffering Rights and a few other projects, and he's just an absolute beast behind the kit. And with the guitar tone and the way it was kind of put together, this reminded me a lot of Gateways to Annihilation, Morbid Angel. They very much are in that ballpark for me. The vocalist is in Ageless Summoning, which is another band that has a kind of Morbid Angel vibe to it. I think he's been in a load of other bands in the past. But this was brutally heavy. Really, it's just an EP, 3 tracks. I'm not sure if they've done anything else recently. I don't believe they have yet. But this was absolutely superb. I mean, I saw it live. I thought they were fucking well good then. You listen to it on CD, you get all the little nuances and that you can't pick out at a live show. So yeah, go check these guys out. It is heavy, really heavy. And I thought I finished in Glasgow, but I clearly haven't, because there's another one here that I forgot all about. So this is another band that I've played with live and I've seen twice now. And I'm always blown away by how good these guys are. Not because they're like fantastic musicians or anything, they're just starting out really. They're all born, get this right, around the beginning of the 2000s. So this will show you how young these lot are. And this is the band called Jaundice, with their debut Infernal Demise. Now this was put out through Crypt of the Wizard, which is a London-based record label that is more in the realm of black metal. A tiny little shop. You can barely swing a cat in there. It's so small, but it's absolutely rammed full of really good music. And he's put out these lads and lasses, should I say, on their debut. And the cassette is a split colour one there. Looks really weird and retro looking. But these guys are very much channeling that old school death metal feel, sound and approach, but in a really organic way. It's really hard to describe, because when you see them you think, oh, here we go, it's just a load of kids that just started out. It isn't going to be that good. And I remember being at their first ever show and it was a little bit chaotic, but to be fair, when I did my first ever show I unplugged my own guitar within the second song and it was absolute wank. Nowhere near their level, nowhere near. But they were already really honing their skills. They really channel that death metal vibe. And when you listen to this, it's mental, absolutely mental how young they are, and one, you know, and two, how good they are, because it's just really catchy. It's really like, the guitarist looks like the bloody bloke from Carcass, Bill Steer. Spitting image of him, how he plays the guitar, how he stands, the whole, it's just weird. And then you got can't remember her lass's name, but she's on bass on the vocals, and she's got the Joe Bench kind of vocal approach, big fucking bass guitar, kind of looks like Susie Quattro as well a little bit, but it's just, yeah, mental, absolutely mental, and they're really, really good. So go and support them as well. I'll leave a link below to them and you can tell me what you think of them. But I think that'll surprise quite a few people, because when you look at them and then when you listen to them, you would never guess, you'd never guess. So yeah, Jaundice, fucking superb band. Right, sticking with the cassette. So this is another band through the old Macho Records, I don't know, I'm going to question it every time I say it now, but this is Rumination, right way around for you so you can read it, with their debut EP, I think this is, I don't even know what it's called, I think it's just self-titled. So these guys are like brutal, just brutal breakdown-y kind of death metal. Shell looks like that. These guys were really good actually when I saw them in January live. Not my go-to style of death metal, I'm a bit more in the old school vein, or it depends, it varies all the time. If the riffs are good, and they were good to be fair, when they were playing it live, the guitarist, he was a beast of a bloke, BC Rich, fucking chugging away, very much Dying Fetus-esque. I think they actually even played a Dying Fetus cover when I watched them. But they're just brutal breakdown kind of death metal. I believe these guys are from other bands, so they're based out of Hartlepool, which is a place I've never been to ever. I've only known about the football team from there, but this is their debut for 2025, and it's made up of former members of Dawn of Chaos, which was a UK death metal band in the early 2000s. So if you've ever heard of them, but there they are there. I know Liam here, he plays in Vulgar Dissection, and he's a fucking talented guitar player as well. He's another one of those blokes that can play anything. Make it look like a fucking piece of piss, but it really isn't. But yeah, I mean, it's just brutally heavy. So if you like kind of a brutal death metal with lots of breakdowns, kind of horror themes. I swear they even played a song that said Fist Your Sister or something like that, and it was caught in my head all day, and I can't find it on here, so I don't know what that was I heard, but it made me laugh a lot. So yeah, what are they called? Rumination. Top stuff. Go support them. Brilliant band. Right, we're nearly there. Right, so these next three were sent to me by my friend Valdemar over at Morbid Chapel Records. He's another brilliant underground record label. This one's out of Poland. And amazingly, he always sends me his latest releases to go check out, and I fucking love it. And this one is another one that probably will feature at the end of the year video if I do some Finnish death metal. I love the Finnish death metal, and this is the latest from the band Guts with Nightmare Fuel. Now their last one, I think it came out a good couple of years ago now. I loved it. It was brilliant. Really, really catchy, really chunky, really organic sounding. Amazingly, they're members of bands. They're not in other bands or anything like that. This is their own entity. Because normally with the Finnish kind of death metal bands, they're linked to other bazillion different bands. But these guys aren't. And it is very much Finnish death metal. So you've got ultra guttural roars, really good organic guitar tone. Doesn't sound like a US band. It sounds very much like a Finnish death metal band. Wicked trigger sound on the drums. And it's quite long as well. It's not like a short album, which I was quite surprised when I was listening to it. It just kept going and going and going, but not in a bad way. You just got a lot for your money in regards to what you're listening to. It was just really, really good. And yeah, fucking superb band. Very much a one I've spun a dozen times since I've got it. And really nice surprise as well, because I really enjoyed the last one and I completely forgot this even existed. So when I saw it, very, very happy. So yeah, Guts, another band you need to check out. Wicked stuff. The next one on the list is a Canadian death metal band. I believe there's an Australian band of the same name, but this is the Canadian one. This is Defenstration with Mortal Cremation. This is a comp for 2025. So this is a band that put out a release in 2023, which was their debut EP. Then they did a demo in 2024, and Valdemar's put them both together into one little package for you to listen to on one CD. It has the artwork for both the demo and that release there. CD looks like that. And these guys are like very mid-paced, swampy, horrible death metal in your kind of doomy death vein to a point, but they are very much a death metal band. There's a lot of fast-paced riffing and drumming in there, but there's also that claustrophobic, kind of horrible, brutal death metal sound that you get where it just kind of suffocates you. And yeah, loads of atmosphere as well, as you might have gathered. With the logo, it looks like that and that kind of thing. But yeah, they're fucking good band. So yeah, Defenstration, really enjoyed that. Knew nothing about it. And then the last one he sent me was a black metal band that was from Finland as well. I believe they have a cassette out on Morbid Chapel Records, which was their last album. This is the latest, which is a CD version called The Black Circle by a band called whatever it says down there. I can't even pronounce it. It starts with a U. I know that much. And this is a 2025 release as well. This is their third full-length album. I'm using notes if you wonder why I keep looking over there. I thought it'd be obvious though, wouldn't it? There they are there. So this is, yeah, very occultic themed. Occult themed? Occultic isn't a word. Occult themed death metal. Black metal even. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't anything to shout about. It wasn't anything different I've never heard before. Don't get me wrong. But to be fair, none of these bands really are. But it's just really catchy, really fun, evil. You know what you're going to get. It's very much meat and potatoes, kind of black metal with that kind of occult theme. And musically it was really good, but it's nothing I could tell you that would stand out as different from anything else. That's what I'd probably just say about this. You know, it's hard to kind of review something where you listen to it and you think, yeah, I like that, but it doesn't make you go, woo, wow, look at that. But that's just my personal opinion. Go check it out for yourself and you tell me what you think. But again, it's a solid album, not denying that at all. Just didn't jump out at me as anything different or picked my ears up something I've not heard before. So yeah, I can't even pronounce it, which is really bugging me. But yeah, go check them out. Fucking good stuff. And lastly, I'm really out of practice with these videos. This one I've had for a little while now, and this was a gift from Paul from Enchantment, if you know that band. He just randomly messaged me saying, here you go, here's a tape for you. And I really enjoyed it. So this is a band called Refugium with Agony of Spirit. So this is a band based out of Denver, Colorado. Second EP from 2024. This is a one-man project from a guy called Garrett Smith, and it is doomy death metal in the vein of Tiamat Clouds era, but also, you know, your kind of US doomy death, where it's slow but also a little bit fast in places. It's melodic, it's catchy, it's got that kind of epic doom vibe to a point as well, which I really enjoyed. And it came out through Desert Wasteland Productions, if you know that label. I haven't had any of their releases for absolutely ages, so it was really cool to get that. And yeah, it's just really good. I listened to it. It's not very long, there's only 3 tracks, but I enjoyed every minute of it. Really, really good stuff. But this is certainly my wheelhouse, that's why I enjoyed it so much. When it's epic-y, kind of doomy death, you know, that anything like that, I'm going to love it already. It's all down to the vocals, and the vocals are really good on this as well. Really strong vocals. So yeah, for a one-man project, well worth checking out. So yeah, Refugium. And that is it. So hopefully you pick something out of this chaotic video of just loads of bands and me rambling on. Hopefully you got something out of it. I've left links below to everything, so you can go check them out for yourselves. I have been really busy, if you want to know personally, with like Consecration. We've finally finished recording the new album. That's took nearly a month to sort out, going back and forth with the studio, recording with Greg from Esoteric. And that was an experience, trust me, he's a fucking pro, like mega pro. Best album we've ever had, easily. Heard the mixes, they're coming through literally as I speak. I've listened to about 4 of them today. And yeah, I'm really, really happy with what we're sounding like. Sounding nothing like what we used to, so hopefully when you guys get to hear it, you'll notice the difference in quality and in musicianship, hopefully. We'll see. So yeah, in the meantime, please like the video if you watched it all to the end. And if you are new to the channel and you think, well, he knows what he's talking about. Doesn't, but you maybe think I do. Go subscribe to the channel and watch some other videos that I'll punt around my head for you to binge on and tell me how shite they are. So in the meantime, take care and cheers.